Now to the analysis of Shields and Brooks. That is syndicated columnist Mark Shields and New York Times columnist David Brooks. So, gentlemen, this is the last time I get to ask you this on a Friday. Mark, how does this race look?
It looks terrific. I mean, it really is. And I just want it to keep going. I don't want it to end. I wish it was like baseball. We could go into extra innings. No, I don't think it's any question. The whole temperature, the whole atmosphere of the race changed over the last 8 days since the last we were together with the Comey announcement of the FBI investigation. I think it, what had been a sort of an assumed Clinton victory and Democrats taking over the Senate, I think it was stopped in its tracks. And while I still think she's the favorite, and is the favorite, there's certainly a lot more doubt about the Senate today.
David?
Yeah. Well, I think she's the favorite. I have a sense that it would have happened anyway. And that at the end of the day, people were going to come home to who they were. And what's depressed me, frankly, most about this race is we went into this country a divided nation, and now the chasms are just solidified. So divided along race, divided along gender, urban, rural, college educated, non-college educated, we can go down the list. And basically, less educated or high school educated whites are going to Trump. It doesn't matter what the guy does. And college educated going to Clinton. I mean, everyone's dividing based on demographic categories, and sometimes you get the sense the campaign barely matters. People are just going with their gene pool or whatever it is, and that is one of the more depressing aspects of this race for me.
Well, and you say it almost doesn't matter what they say, but they are going out, Mark, with some pretty rough language. I mean, she continues to say he's unacceptable. He doesn't have the character to be president. He's continues saying she needs to be in prison. Somebody at one of his rallies today said, execute her. We are watching as low as it can get, aren't we?
Yeah, well, I think there's no question Clinton, I'm not sure David's right. He's 97% right, about 48% of the time. But no, but on whether it would have narrowed, I think there was a sense that she had the possibility of a decisive victory, and I think she at that point wanted the Clinton campaign wanted to end it on upbeat. And more positive. The problem is you have two candidates, Judy, who we've said time and again, are personally unfavorable. So the spotlight is unkind to each who's ever in that spotlight. And when Donald Trump was in the spotlight, losing 3 debates to Hillary Clinton and the Access Hollywood tape, it hurt him and helped her. And what happened is that changed, and so it changed her strategy. She was trying to shift the spotlight back to him. I think inelegantly and ineffectively, quite frankly, in the last week, by bringing out the former Miss Universe and trying to do that. The best closer, quite honestly, is Barack Obama. He's the best closer since Dennis Eckersley or Mariano Rivera. I mean, he's just he really knows how to close. If you want to see somebody do it well, just watch Barack Obama. He makes a far better case for her than she makes for herself. Donald Trump is sounding the same theme he has sounded since June of 2015.
Yeah, and well, it's a campaign of hate. I mean, Obama is a campaign of at least hope. At least his first campaign was. This is just a campaign of hate. And, you know, people who don't like Trump really don't like Trump, and I guess I'm among them. And then we just saw in our report about the Trump voters in Pennsylvania. Did you see when they were shouting on the road, did you see anything nice about Trump? No, send Clinton to jail. And so it's just, there was a Burt Lancaster movie where he had love and hate tattooed on his hands. And this just, we're in a psychosis of what they call negative polarization, where nobody likes their side, but they really hate the other side. And it feels like it's just building and building, and we've got this cycle. And I don't know if it pops on Election Day, I hope so. But the idea that Clinton is finishing this campaign, bringing Miss America or the Miss Universe to the rallies just seems wrong to me. I do think she should have pivoted and say, I am change, I am change. Because people do want some change. And to end on this negative note, I think especially for her, he has no choice. That's his whole repertoire. I think for her, I think it's a very questionable way to end the campaign.
Yeah, but Mark, doesn't that say that her campaign's really concerned here? At the
Sure. I think, Judy, Hillary Clinton's in Detroit, Michigan, the Friday before the election. I mean, Michigan is one of the 18 states of the District of Columbia that are the blue wall, that have voted Democratic for 6 consecutive presidential elections, that constitute the 242 of the 270 electoral votes that the